Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Rythmn. As promised, this video is going to be number 3 of the series that you guys all love so much. The amount of positive feedback I get from these videos is insane, and I can't thank you guys enough for loving the guides that I do. If you have no clue what this video is about, I'm basically going to be doing 3 different things. I'm going to slow down the footage, pause at certain moments, and straight up explain my intentions as well as highlighting key moments. Now, I've also listened to a lot of the feedback you guys give, and in this video I'm going to include a loss to show what I messed up with and what you could do to avoid it. So as always, if you enjoy the series and want to see more, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, as that's the easiest way for me to know you guys want to continue the series. So with all that being said, let's check out the first clip. Okay, so there are a couple things I want to point out really quick before we begin this clip. First off, we are not on comms, so we literally have no communication at all. This can be kind of bad because you can overlap CCs and mess up a lot of things if you're not aware and careful. So with these clips, we're playing Frost Mage Sub Rogue, which is incredibly strong if you play it correctly. There are tons, and I mean tons of healer DPS teams playing right now in rated, so it can get kind of dull and I don't want to show you guys a really boring fight. The reason I say that is because with our comp, we basically have unlimited resets if we choose to do so. Anyways, the team we're fighting is this priest warrior. Our main priority is killing the warrior while controlling the priest so he doesn't receive any heals. Now this can be quite difficult, so you have to make sure you line up your CCs absolutely perfectly. Now, I start off with a sap on the priest and we go all in on the warrior. After my sap falls off, Audwine polys the priest, which forces him to trinket and pop pain suppression. This is actually really good because now we made them blow very important cooldowns. So since we have no communication, I have to go based off my gut and see how things play out. I end up noticing the priest try to line of sight Audwine, so I throw a full blind his way and continue DPSing the warrior. Now that the priest is in a full blind, his warrior is definitely in some trouble. But here's where no voice can be a little bit difficult. After my blind, I run over to resap the priest, and Audwine blinks to poly the priest as well. Thankfully nothing major was ruined except for our poly DR, but my sap was still in full duration. The only thing that was affected was my next sap, which is only 2 seconds instead of 4. So as promised, I'm going to show you guys an embarrassing loss. These things can be easily avoided, but this will be perfect to show you guys what not to do and what to look out for. So in this match, we are fighting a Demonology Warlock and a Frost DK. So right off the bat, Demonology Warlocks are horrible priority targets, mainly because of how tanky they are and the amount of damage you do if you sit on them. The Frost DK does a lot of damage, but is incredibly squishy, so we choose him as our kill target. As we continue, I try and sap the Demonology Warlock, but for some reason, he was unsappable. I honestly have no clue how up to today, so if you have any idea, please let me know. Anyway, since we have no comms, Audwine doesn't start with a poly, and I just open up with cheap shot on both the Warlock and the DK. Something you don't see every day, but this DK picked up anti-magic bubble or whatever it's called. Basically, it's that big purple bubble, and it either reduces magic damage by a lot or makes you completely immune to it. I can't remember. Either way, Audwine obviously can't do any damage while they're in that, but I choose to stay directly on top of it like an idiot. Also, if you pay close attention, there is a little white circle around the Warlock. From my experience, being in that white circle gives the Warlock a lot of damage. So me panicking and being super tunnel vision, I decided to stay in it and continue DPSing. So the right thing to do here is drag the DK away from the location, since he obviously needs to be in melee range to do damage as well. So never tunnel vision and fight somebody on their own grounds. You can always control the enemy as a rogue, so you should bring them in the open. So instead of using Vanish for an escape, I use it randomly to get another stealth. This is really bad because I could have potentially used my Vanish to run away and get a reset opportunity, which could have possibly won the game for us. I also throw my blind on the Warlock, which Audwine I think accidentally breaks. So that's one more communication problem on our end. Now at this point, I have no Cloak of Shadows, no Vanish, nothing. I end up dying because I have no defensives, and we played very poorly, as you can tell. So in this video, we are facing Resto Shaman and Warrior, which is probably the most frequent team that you'll run into for 2s. Our main priority is to CC the Resto Shaman while killing the Warrior. So in this clip, this will give you a perfect example of how strong Mage and Rogue is when executed perfectly. The amount of pressure our team can do in an opener is insane, and it creates a lot of panic even if we didn't end up killing the Warrior so quickly. So the first thing, like always, is I start out with a sap on the Resto Shaman and cheap shot the Warrior. As I pop all my cooldowns, I'm watching for trinkets, but after my sap falls off, Audwine throws a 4-second poly on the Resto Shaman and immediately does one more shatter on the Warrior, which completely globals him. The Resto Shaman attempted to trinket and Spirit Link, but he was a little bit too slow, and we ended up getting a really quick win in that opener. So in this last clip, we are facing a disc priest and an assassination rogue. This comp can be pretty deadly and is definitely a strong team, so we have to be really careful with how we play this match, because that assassination rogue can do a lot of damage if he has enough time to do so. Our main target is the rogue, since he's easy to control and doesn't have very many defensive cooldowns as an assassination rogue, and then CC the priest as much as we can. Now I wanted to show you guys a match where I can't get the opener because I've had a couple of people ask for it. So in this clip, I end up going on the priest at the same time the rogue opens up on Audwine. Now after noticing, I quickly switch and jump over on the rogue, giving Audwine enough space to poly the priest. We immediately almost global the rogue and it forces a trinket out of the priest, which is perfect. Now at this point, Audwine has taken a lot of damage, so it's in our best interest to reset the fight since we got some major cooldowns out. Now me being dumb, I continue to hit the rogue, but I soon notice that Audwine is trying to get away and reset, so I peel the rogue and the priest. At this point, Audwine manages to get away and heal up a little bit before the priest puts him back in combat. Now that the rogue is in a perfect spot right in the open, Audwine polys the priest and we jump the rogue. I follow up with a 4-second sap on the priest and then throw one last kidney shot his way before we finish off the rogue. So in general, if you're playing with the mage, don't ever be afraid to reset the fight, because you have a huge advantage in doing so versus some teams. So that about sums up the rest of the video. Once again, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you guys want to see some more, and definitely leave some suggestions down below if there's anything I missed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!